Welcome to Connor versus Cobb. You're, in my head, I want to say you guys are not listening or watching, but they are. The people who are listening and watching are. It's just there are far more people who aren't than are. Like an absurd ratio here.
And 99 and 1 isn't even a fair. That's not even close.
It's not even like an amateur playing tennis against Federer. It's like a baby playing tennis against Federer.
Right.
And
but
I haven't watched tennis in a few years, so that's my reference.
Sometimes the baby wins.
Sometimes there's a double fault. I got duped twice yesterday.
Aren't you going to introduce the show? It's Connor versus Cobb. Aren't you going to at least say that?
This is Connor versus Cobb. I got scammed twice yesterday. One an official scam, the other one. Well, one an official scam, the other one I got done dirty, we'll say. So the first one, I felt like I was in Curb Your Enthusiasm. I had an allergy shot in the morning. And you get your shot based on when you sign in, not your appointment time.
Is this the allergy shot that they go right into your dick?
Yeah, it's one of those.
God, those are the worst. God.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I had to say that. I'm infantile. You go ahead with your story and I'll shut up.
I'm already running late, but I see someone's rushing to the elevator. I hold the door for her. It's a general rule of decency. When you get on an elevator, you let older people off first. And then you go in the order in which you got on. Like, I mean, if you're like a airport or whatever, it doesn't matter. But if you're going into a doctor's office, you let the older people off, and then it's the order in which you got on. All right. So this woman,
this is
we get out of the elevator.
Gonna piss me off. Whatever you say is gonna piss me off.
I don't know how old she was, but I get out of the elevator before I let two elderly people off. And then I get out and I'm walking. Keep in mind, I waited about 20 seconds for her. But I was there minutes before her because I was waiting for the elevator.
Wait, you waited 20? You held the door for 20 seconds?
Okay.
So this wasn't a case where like.
I'm going to come clean. The old man held the elevator. All right. The old man did. I didn't do it. The old man did when he saw her coming in the front door. I didn't do the hold elevator button.
He's in no rush. But did she pretend like she was in a rush? Like, I'm going to half jog, like pretend to jog to the elevator?
She acted like this is an acceptable way to be alive. Okay, so here's what really bothered me too is I had a flashback. So I'm walking ahead of her, and I'm walking at a decent clip, right? I'm not power walking, and I probably have a foot on her, right? I'm tall, like in height. So the gates are... She has to work to pass me. And
she passes you?
Yes, she passed me and then cut me off. She went around me and then cut in. Dude,
and she doesn't know that you did not hold the door. She doesn't know that the old man held the door. For all she knows, you held the door for her. It could have been me.
And I was before her, and once she could see that we were going to the same allergist, cuts, like we passed the next to last office, cuts in front, like goes around me, cuts in front of me, then slows down. And it was, I was going to say it felt like Emmett Smith. It was like an Emmett Smith deal, just because I couldn't never stand Emmett Smith. But it was more like a Maurice Jones-Drew. It was like I'm talking about build here, but it was also like, I can't do anything about this. I can't do it. You've cut me off. I can't stop you.
Are you saying like when a point guard goes straight into the lane and then slows down and kind of backs up, so one of the defenders is like on his ass?
Yeah,
sure. Yeah. Also to create space, but kind of like boxes you out.
Yeah, that's what she did. That's what she did.
Unbelievable.
And then there's in my head, I'm like, you know what? Maybe because she thinks I was part of the team that held the elevator open, she's gonna hold the doctor's office door and return the favor.
Yeah, she's not going to hustle around you and elbow you just to hold the door.
Didn't even hold the door. Pushed it open enough to slip through, let it fall on me. Goes and signs in. You know what?
Okay, I only have one question. How old is she?
Let me tell. I didn't look her in the face, but I guess probably 30s, maybe 40s.
But she's possibly younger than you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think definitely.
Oh, I thought you were going to say she's 65. Okay.
Oh no. If it was that, I just let her go. So here's what I did. You sign in on this thing. She wrote her name and wrote 946. I signed my name in and wrote 945.
Yeah, man. There you go.
Guess what? Didn't work. They just go in the order of the sign in.
Did you talk to the receptionist about it? Did you give her the stink eye?
No, I didn't. And she got out of there 5 minutes before me. Cutting in front of me saved her 5 minutes. But anyway, it wasn't about the time. It was about the
It is the principle.
Lack of thought behind it. It's the principle. It's really the principle.
No, there was thought behind it. Like this isn't being oblivious. That's not oblivious. Not if she raced in front of you, pressed her side up against because those corridors are quite, they're usually pretty narrow.
Yeah.
It's not easy to get around someone.
This is calculated.
And whether that's
third degree.
And then she opened it just enough for herself to get through. And like lubed herself up to get through and then closed the door on you. Well, that's something my brother would have done when I was 5.
Yeah.
That's something she basically called shotgun. She called shotgun and then ran in front of me.
While I'm getting into the chair, while I'm getting into the front seat. And she's like, but you didn't say it, so you have to get out.
Yes.
Upsetting.
Even after you got her candy. Here, I brought you some donuts. Fuck off, shotgun. Enough. Get the back. Unbelievable. So you didn't look at her the entire time in the lobby.
I sat in so it's sort of rectangular, but then there were two, you can't really call them an alcove, but like sort of carve outs in the room where then there's a wall next to you and you're perpendicular to everyone else. I just sat in that part, got a wall next to me. I didn't let it eat at me. It didn't stay with me, but when
clearly
they called
it didn't eat at you at all.
When they called her name, no, we just need shit to talk about on the show.
You didn't internalize this at all, did you?
Oh, in the moment. When they called her name, I was like, that could be me. That could be me. I got scammed again at night, though. Proper scam. StubHub.
Wait, hold on. I'm still digesting this. So you didn't feel tempted when she walked back into the lobby after getting her shot to go and open the door for her and make a big production of it? Like, madame,
I wish.
Nothing like that?
Well, you have to wait 30 minutes after your shot. So there wasn't an opportunity for that.
So she just went, did she sit beside you?
No, not like beside me, because I'm in like this cutout part where it's just 2 chairs. I'm just sitting there by myself. And she's
okay. I wish you would stop visualizing the lobby for me. All right, that's brutal, man. That would piss me off for 2 hours.
Well, have you ever been StubHub scammed?
No.
You never have.
No.
I get tickets from StubHub for all kinds of things. 3 times I've been fully scammed.
Concerts, events, games?
Yeah, everything, yeah. Because if you get them day of, you end up getting them significantly lower than face value.
Sure.
But now 3 times I've been hard screwed. Okay, and last night, I get it, and it was me and 5 other people, and I was like, well, this person had 6 tickets to sell, and it's me and 5 other people like whose tickets got rejected, and then we're just waiting to see if the box office can do anything for us. And then I was like, everyone row E here? Everyone row E? And we're like, yep. And they said this person, they could look at the history of the tickets, and they sold them twice that day.
How can you do that?
Well, they sold us, so they can see the official sale, right? And when they sold to us, they gave us screenshots of the tickets instead of an actual digital transfer.
But it was pretty clean screenshot. They didn't get like a text in the background or something, because then you look like
no, it's clean screenshots. It was clean screenshots,
sure.
But they we got done dirty.
Dude.
And then the funny thing is, I was talking to StubHub, and it felt like the guy was like, okay, I need you to send me photo proof that you can't get into the concert. And I'm like,
how do you do that?
I said, do you mean just send you a photo of the venue? And he goes, no, it has to be something showing that your ticket's not accepted and you can't get in. And I go, Well, it reminded me of that. Did you ever see that thing that someone posted where like they texted Uber Eats and they were like, my food didn't arrive, and they said we need photo proof, and he just does a photo of his doorstep and his hands are like, like
that's exactly what I was thinking. Like, do you have to do like a 5-second like silent film of you walking up?
How do I prove a negative? Right. I talked to all the box office people because all of us are going through the same thing with StubHub. And we're like, how do we prove it to them? And the people at the box office are like, okay, let's see what we can do. And they, I took a photo of the thing that they used to scan the ticket, but it's an internal error code. It's not like, this isn't going to mean anything.
Yeah, it's not really the box office's fault either. It's not.
No.
I mean, they need to add.
They went above and beyond. They got us all in. They got us amazing seats for about 90% off. So the box office took care of us.
No, the door, the lobby, even though it doesn't cost you, it just costs you 5 minutes of time. The doctor's office. That would be more annoying to me than the StubHub thing because it's one-on-one. It's not some kind of nebulous presence out there, some entity that screwed you over that you can't put your finger on. No, you saw this person and they saw you do a good deed, you know? Yeah. I guess it's considered a good deed. Holding an elevator for 20 seconds is a good deed. Or even appearing to, you didn't tell the old man like release,
but,
you know.
To be fair, I probably would have. I'm an elevator holder. I'm a door holder. It just in this circumstance,
you don't have to
I was
say
not
this.
on the button side. I was not on the button side.
But you weren't telling him like she's walking too slow, let it go.
No. I didn't say she's walking too slow, let it go. I didn't say she looks like she has allergies, we're going to have to go. I didn't say anything like that.
She's holding her back. No, she can come along. She's not going to the same office. There's a documentary that I saw called Class Action Park on HBO, and I just heard a podcast about it, but it was about this water park in Mount Vernon, New Jersey in like the 70s, 80s, 90s. And it was just designed by this penny stockbroker, con man, who was forced off Wall Street, and he used his money to buy up this land. He built this water park, and no one reputable was designing these slides. There was a slide that went like nearly straight down and then went into a loop, and kids were like losing their teeth in it. And they'd have to, like, kids would get stuck at the top of the loop and they'd have to remove a panel and get the kids out.
Oh my God.
Just to test it out, the dude would be like, hey guys, and this is the 70s. He'd be like, if you go down this slide, this insane slide I built, I'll give you $100. And it's like a 13-year-old would go down the slide.
That's like $1,000 in today's money.
Yeah, and they're gonna do it, and they like break their femur on the way down, but they like, you know, they got street cred and they got $100.
So those like water parks, the one that was by me when I was a kid, they had two slides. One was like the slow kind of like, you know, one back and forth, and then they had the tube one where it's supposed to be super fast, and you could feel every joint and the tubes, and so everyone as they would go down would just scream. Because it felt like you're getting hit by a bat over and over on your way down.
Oh, yeah. That hasn't changed that much. We go to a water park all the time, an indoor one, and my back kills for like 3 days afterwards. I don't know that technology can really be improved upon. But the point of the documentary was like, this guy was very irresponsible. He didn't even have insurance. He faked his own insurance. People died. And Amy and I are looking at each other like, that park looks super fun. That park looks like it's just like he do like this. His promise was, you guys can just do whatever you want. This whole park is run by 13-year-olds. No adults going to be there. Drunk 13-year-olds, and tons of injuries happen. But people kind of, you know, it's like a badge of honor kind of a thing. And now everything is.
But it is one of those things that you want to go to as a kid without telling your parents. But no. I can't imagine any parent knowing what they're doing and taking their kid. Like, that's like saying, I'm dropping my kids off at knife fight. You know?
Exactly. Yeah.
they would have to be told, no, it's just a water park. It's just
I'm
swimming.
gonna
and
liquor up
stuff.
the tweens and then go axe throwing. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah, that's what it
No,
sounds like.
they they made it. One guy died in like 1980, and he went down this one slide, and they show the slide, old video of it, and he's just sitting on this flimsy mat and with like a stick there as if you could actually break, even though you're going down at some insane angle.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently it slid off the track and he hit a rock like 30 feet away. And and he dies. And the spokesperson for the park says it wasn't the slide. It wasn't the slide's fault. It was the rock's fault. And they more or less got away with it. I mean, how much do you think that would cost in a lawsuit now, right? How much?
Yeah.
20 million or something?
I mean,
that
it'd be massive.
family,
it would be enough to shut down the park and more. Yeah.
It not only didn't shut down the park, attendance increased, the more injuries would pile up. And that family, sadly, it's very sad, had to settle for $100,000.
What ended up closing the park? This is crazy.
People were just kind of over it after a while.
Yeah,
people were just kind of over it. But
everyone was injured. It was like a war was over. Like we have so many casualties. No one's.
I mean, that's what people in the dock are saying. Like everybody had scars. Everyone, like when you went to the first aid tent, that they had a bottle of orange spray. There was a mixture of rubbing alcohol and iodine. So you were not exactly encouraged to go seek treatment for any kind of injury that you got at the park because it just hurt worse.
Yeah. Let's see.
Here, let me. The only thing they're not doing is pouring salt.
It's in Vernon Township.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
It closed in 96. I just want to see what some of these water slides looked like.
Well,
oh, good Lord.
Yeah, I mean, they kept saying these slides were like designed on cocktail napkins.
There's one that looks like you're going straight for a while, and then it's a hard turn, like a hard loop, where it's like your momentum would make you slam against the wall oh my God, here's a photo of it on fire.
Yeah. They had this, this is all in the documentary, but they had like this game where it was kind of bumper cars, but tanks that would shoot tennis balls. And then some kids soaked a bunch of tennis balls in gasoline, lit them on fire, and then he would shoot flaming tennis balls at other kids. And you ask, was he banned from the park? No, he wasn't banned. He was just asked to leave for the day. So like there was a wave pool that they said they would have to stop the waves every 4 or 5 minutes to see if there were any bodies underwater, because 2 people drowned in that wave pool.
Let me add a little context to this loop one that you were talking about.
Yeah.
Okay. So it looks like about a 3-story drop.
That's
and then suddenly there is a 30-foot loop. I don't know how anyone survives this.
I mean, they said that people would come out the other end concussed and with teeth missing.
Not be, right?
No, because you don't have the speed and it's not the right angle to make it all the way around the loop. You're not going as fast as you're probably going. You're not going fast enough to not fall when you're at the top of the loop.
Exactly.
And so they kept on finding
slam
teeth.
Down. And also imagine after that 30-foot drop, before you start swooping back up, think of the momentum, and like your head is just going to slam into the slide. Yeah. This is crazy.
But that's what they got $100 for. Yeah, man. I'm so it's like you're watching this like, okay, this isn't great, but it's never going to be like that again. Now it's super safe and people won't tolerate anything that's not like really nice and comfortable. Anyway,
which can understand it.
We'll say though, when I took the kids to the water park the other day, that Running Down a Dream came on, Tom Petty. And
Mhm.
I'm apparently of the age where I don't remember the last concert I went to. So if I hear a song from an artist that I saw in concert, I will remember exactly. I almost out loud say to myself, like Boston 99, weed, and Jolt Cola. I just say to myself, like the city, the year, and then whatever substances I was on at the show whenever I hear a song.
Hey, Nick, you got a sheet of paper?
I
Actually,
don't.
when I say paper, what do you think? It's something you write
Um,
on, right?
mm, mm-hmm,
It's
mm,
made from pulp,
yeah.
which comes from trees. If the people who know how to make paper died, it would take the rest of us years to build the industry back up. I wouldn't know where to start. You hammer a tree down, what do you do? But it doesn't matter how you do it. It just matters, do you have any? Okay? And we're living in a technological age where we don't always carry paper with us, despite the fact that we sometimes need it. That's where our sponsor comes in. Hey man, you got a sheet of paper? It's the next Silicon Valley unicorn with paper vending machines throughout the Bay Area that are soon to roll out all over the United States. All Americans will be within steps of buying a sheet of paper from a vending machine and making the phrase, "Hey man, you got a sheet of paper?" a phrase of the past. Look for "Hey man, you got a sheet of paper" vending machines on a corner near you. And coming soon, their sister company, "You got a pen I could use for like 2 minutes?"
Wait, are you talking? Wait. So for 2 minutes, are you saying this is a leasing thing? Like, do you rent the
Yeah.
pen
You
and
lease
then
the
there's
pen
a
for like 2 minutes.
return?
You just got to write your address on something or whatever, and then you just put it back in the thing. You
How much
rent a
would you
pen,
charge to rent a pen for 2 minutes? Like
50 cents
a
a minute,
dollar, quarter?
50 cents a
Yeah.
minute. Yeah,
I hate to bring this back up, but I
it's like
can't.
Lime
We just
scooters.
took
If
a
you keep
bathroom.
it, it just keeps going up.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. You
It'll
can't
be
get.
50 bucks
What if
for
you
a
lose it?
bic. 50 bucks
Yesterday,
for a bic.
I had just bought a new carton of half and half, and I open it and they have a pull tab. I pull the tab, pour out some half and half for my coffee, and then I cannot find the cap. It's been 24 hours. I still can't find a cap that I placed on the counter. I don't know where it is.
It's
And
not
it's
underneath. It
just,
didn't fall like between the fridge and the counter or anything like that.
dude, I don't know. I actually was late to a show I went and did last night because I was looking for the half and half cap. That's what that's I guess I don't know what that makes me, a perfectionist. I don't know what it is, but I'm like I was so frustrated that it was even a problem. Like, where is this cap?
Yeah, you
It's
just
the
respect
fastest
dairy
I've ever
work.
lost a cap for sure.
You
Fastest.
respect dairy work. That's all that is. You
I
respect
lost
dairy
it in
work.
5
You don't want that cow's work to go to waste.
It's still sitting there in the fridge without a cap, and I got to be honest, I don't know if that's okay. I don't know.
It's all based on smell.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like we'd all be safer if it just had the cap. But
Tell you what,
I don't know.
its
Now I'm
life
drinking
is a
more
lot
coffee.
shorter now. Its life is significantly shorter.
Is that true for sure?
Yeah,
I mean,
there's
we
no
go
way it's
through it
not.
fast.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm really upset about it. I don't
Capless,
know.
I'll
Just
give you about 6 days.
yeah. Oh,
I
we'll
don't know.
finish it in
I'm just
3.
guessing. Oh, okay, you're good then.
Do you want to do some conspiracy theory fun?
Yeah. Tell us how this works.
So I think this is how it works. I'm going to tell you about 3 conspiracy theories.
This is how it allegedly works.
Lesser known conspiracy theories.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to pick which one is completely made up.
Okay.
It's not a real conspiracy theory. I'm not
Okay.
saying that I agree with these theories. I'm just saying that they are conspiracy theories, little known ones.
Yeah,
But one of
let's do
them
it.
just made up today. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Here's the first one. And I know last week you had a title for each one. I don't have that. We'll just call it the shark conspiracy theory. That's the first one. After a series of unusual shark attacks in the Red Sea near Egypt, an Egyptian official claims the sharks have been sent by other governments to hurt their tourism. Some governments actually even use sharks as underwater spies or even as weapons. They're trained and equipped with surveillance tech to patrol waters, gather intel, and even conduct
Trained
attacks.
sharks.
I'm not saying that it's that it makes
Okay.
sense. I'm
All
saying,
right,
is
what's the
this a
next one?
conspiracy theory or not?
What's
right?
the next one?
The next one is that the Chicago Bears, who you mentioned not 30 minutes ago, are cursed, not because of managerial decisions. Actually, it's because Soldier Field is built on an interdimensional portal. So it has nothing to do with bad management. They're cursed by like a cosmic rift beneath Soldier Field that was opened up during the renovations in like 2003. Conspiracy theorists claim that during renovations, they uncovered like an ancient, like alien structure, like well underneath it. And so the NFL and US military built this new stadium for mainly the purpose of containing this alien civilization. It has a lot less to do with football. So
Okay.
they can't ever be that successful as a franchise because too many like big emotional highs from fans, too much celebrating could destabilize the seal, and the aliens could come out. And
Okay.
Jay Cutler was a huge piece of this because they needed someone who was consistently indifferent. That was crucial to keep the energy among Chicago fans in the stadium kind of neutral.
Okay.
So, for example, the fog game. I didn't even know about this game, but there was a fog game in the late 80s.
Mhm.
This
You couldn't see
was
more than 5 yards. Yeah.
it was not weather. It was not weather. It was an early event. It was like a warning that they were getting close to the aliens coming out.
Okay.
Okay. You got those two?
Yeah.
Here's the third
What's
one.
the third one?
The U.S. government, through a research project called HARP, that's H, two A's, RP, has the ability to trigger earthquakes. Yeah, that's
We
right.
have a cabinet meeting today on HARP.
You'd have to say it like that. Although they'd probably get snooty and be like HWARP to trigger earthquakes. Side point, earthquakes are my favorite. That's my favorite like natural disaster because I just love that it's such a spot on word because it's like the earth's quaking, everybody.
Yeah, it is. It is. It is.
I really
it would be like if tornadoes were called twirly wind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just always makes me smile. So through HARP, the U.S. government can trigger earthquakes and tsunamis using electromagnetic waves. So, for example, the earthquake in Haiti in like 2010 or so, those were engineered as political and military attacks.
Okay.
The technology's been developed secretly and will soon be deployed as a weapon of warfare, unless you actually consider that the one in Haiti and the one in Japan, a threat of warfare. Then they've already been deployed.
Okay.
There you
All
are.
right. So first, I want to say you have to be a world-class kind of stupid to believe any of these. Okay. I've heard the earthquake one. So I know that's a real conspiracy theory. It's absolutely insane. In order to trigger an earthquake, you would have to drop so many atomic bombs. Like you can't sneak this. It's so absurd.
It's my problem with Armageddon, the movie, actually. That's my problem with it. Like, you would need a lot more than that.
Yeah.
Than a nuclear warhead.
You're not shooting it with a magnum. So the others were people. Okay, I'm supposed to either believe that the Egyptian government is convincing people that other governments are training sharks, training fish. Their giant fish can be trained, or that there's a portal under Soldier Field that was opened up during renovations, where the renovations were at the top of the stadium, not the bottom. I don't know. Like those renovations, they were adding the luxury boxes in the top ring of it. So it's hard to understand either of them. Sports fans are a special kind of crazy, though. I could see that being a fake conspiracy theory that no one actually means. But
Wait, but this isn't about how valid it is. This is just, is it an actual
no, that's what I'm
conspiracy
saying. That's what
theory?
I'm saying. I know
It
it's
could
not
be completely
valid.
ludicrous. It doesn't matter.
None of it's valid. I'm just trying to get to the heart of like which one could people actually believe. Now, I would say the Bears one was fake. It was the one that you made up, tailoring it towards me until you mentioned the fog game.
Okay. Why?
It's just a detail that I don't know how you're going to come across that.
Well, it's not hard to find lesser known conspiracy theories that have tons of details. I mean, they are conspiracy theories. And they have a lot of details, and people are going to want to cite specific examples to prove that this is, the case.
The Red Sea one's so silly because it's like, oh, there's a rise in shark attacks for a brief amount of time. People are targeting us. It's like, it's a brief amount of time. Clearly, sharks are just over here for some reason. There's a bunch of chum or something.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't mean necessarily that they were trained, by the way. They could have, it could be, it was
You said they were
implied
trained.
that it could be like a microchip. It could be something they were controlled in some way through
Either way,
whatever.
controlled or trained. I mean, it's equally crazy.
Okay.
I think you made up. I want to say you made up the Bears one because you're targeting me, but the fog detail was too much. So I'm going to say you made up the shark one.
So the shark one is a legitimate conspiracy theory, in that there are some people out there that believe it. And there have been shark attacks off the coast of Egypt. There have been plenty of them. But it was kind of thrown out there for a little bit that, hey, some other countries, maybe even competing, like some other countries we compete with for tourism, have deployed these sharks to kill people, so people will stop coming to Egypt. You're dead on about the this Earth's quaking and we can make it happen. That kind of that's a
real
conspiracy.
So you did make up the Bears one. I figured you made up the Bears one, but then the detail of the fog game.
Yeah.
How'd you? Did you look that up, or did you just pretend that you didn't know about it?
What do you mean, the fog game? No, it was
because you're like, and I didn't know about this game, but.
Oh, right. No, I mean, this is like I'm working with, a little bit of AI to help me out. And then I tailor it after like getting a template, kind of like a resume. But I enjoyed that piece of it. My favorite part was the Jay Cutler.
I'm out here doing old school research. I'm looking in card catalogs. I'm going to the library. I'm looking at microfiche and writing this stuff down. And you're using AI.
Yeah, I mean, dude, what do you want from me? I got kids that won't play basketball unless I make them.
All right, fine.
I love the fact that Jay Cutler was like the linchpin of it. Like, you needed someone that was so totally indifferent as to not excite the fans, because if they'd get excited,
he's just like, I don't know.
The aliens will come out of hiding.
You ready for rank them?
Yeah, no, I've got a hypothetical question for you.
Oh shit, let's hear it.
Rank them always closes the show.
Let's hear it.
It's weird on every other week because I do back-to-back conspiracy and hypotheticals. Okay. Here, I'm going to give you a little one and then a bigger one. First one is, would you rather have $500,000 in cash or $600,000 in nickels?
$600,000 it's more money. And when you say cash, nickels or cash, what do you mean? Like paper money?
Yeah.
$600,000 so in nickels. I would definitely
you're talking
take
about
more money.
We'll say Rubbermaid containers.
Who would take less money?
Everyone else I've asked.
That's crazy. It's 20% more.
Yeah, I mean, one dude one of my friends called Wells Fargo, and he called Wells Fargo to see how much it would cost him if he brought in like tons of change, if they charge here. Mm-hmm. I asked him, and he asked, would they deliver the nickels to his house? And I said, yes. And he said, does he get them in rolls or are they loose? I said, loose. And he said, that's 143,299 pounds of loose nickels. Mm-hmm. which is 325,000 rolls. I don't think you should have to roll them. And he said he called Wells Fargo. They said if I can get them there, they can count them, and getting them there would cost way less than $100,000. So, I mean, I agree with you and my other friend. Everybody else said they would take the cash because it's too much trouble because you'd have so many nickels. And where do you put them? Where do you put them?
How rich do you have to be where you turn down $100,000 for free because you don't want to hassle?
They don't want to deal with it. They can't, because you can't stroll up to a corner bank, your Fifth Third Bank, with $600,000 in nickels. I mean, that's like a huge moving truck. Full of, I mean, where do you even take the nickels, Ryan?
1.2. That you're right. That is no. That's 12 million nickels. That's 12 million nickels.
So, like, how do you? I don't think you're appreciating the undertaking of getting of depositing all these nickels.
Well,
you go to the Treasury Department. How do you? What do you do?
You'd have to do like one Tupperware container at a time or a couple at a time. But then the problem is then you have hundreds of $1,000s in your house, and who wants that?
Yeah, what are you going to do? Have a storage? Like how? Like
yeah, you have to just keep bringing it in.
See what I mean? Like, are you really going to bring in a container every week?
No, you know what I do? TaskRabbit, $5,000. Help me get this over there.
That's what you do?
That's what I do.
5,000 cash to help 5,000. You get one
5,000 in nickels, in loose nickels,
to get all the containers over to where? Who's going to accept that? They don't even have the room for it.
You just talk to them, man. They got vaults. We might have to go to a few Bank of Americas today.
So you think if you had $600,000 in nickels at your front door right now, that you could successfully get them all deposited by the end of the day? Bank hours.
No, not by the end of the day. It would be like a week-long project probably. But yeah, I would do it.
That you would do happily.
Yeah, I mean, it's $600,000 for free. Yeah, I would be joyous.
Yes, but it's versus $500,000 for, like, it'd be easy with cash. You just deposit like $9,000 a day.
It's 20% more money. Like, this is not even a question.
No, see, I'm trying to talk you out of it because everybody's said cash.
You could give it to me in stamps. You could give me $600,000 worth of stamps and I'd take it over $500,000 in 20s.
All right, here's my other one. Do you want to hear? I'll give you an option. Do you want the catamaran one or the Netflix one? Or the blue one or the clean one?
What does this mean?
Do you want the blue one or the clean? What?
Oh, this is let's do the clean one.
All right, the clean one. So imagine you're working for Netflix as a talent handler, and they just wrapped a segment on a chili eating contest. It's at the end of a long day of chili eating and doing media appearances, so you have to guide Joey Chestnut and Andre the Giant, still alive in the scenario, back to their hotel rooms. But they have both been asking you to use the bathroom first, so you take them into the service elevator in the venue. While you're on the elevator, the power and the lights go out and the elevator stops. So you have to be in there for 12 hours with Andre the Giant and Joey Chestnut, who just ate tons of chili. Tons of chili. You got to be in there in freight elevator for 12 hours. Would you do that for $10,000?
Why am I a Netflix talent handler in this? What a weird wrinkle. What a weird wrinkle.
Yeah, no, my friend Kai sent me that one.
Okay. For $10,000, 12 hours. Yeah, I'd do it.
Okay, are you aware of what you're saying yes to? Like how awful
sinus
it would
infection? The world's most disgusting sinus infection. I read the other day.
I mean, pink eye at the minimum.
True, but this woman said she's been dealing with a sinus infection for a year that won't go away because she had some sinus surgery and then her boyfriend farted right on her face when it was like open stuff. Yeah. I hope it's not true. It sounds impossible.
It does. It sounds completely possible. This is Trump's
Wait
America.
Wait a minute. So if it's 12 hours, they're probably going to take a shit in the elevator.
That's the whole point, Ryan.
Is
that it's 12 hours and they just both competed in a chili eating contest.
I was thinking it would be
and they were already
gas.
asking you to go to the bathroom.
I was thinking gas, not shit. I'm not.
No,
doing it
yeah,
for
it's
shitting.
shit. No, you're not going to do it for.
shitting. No.
For 25 grand, you wouldn't do it.
No. That I mean, sounds like you said 10 grand, not 25.
Yeah, I know. I'm upping the ante here.
25 I'll
cash.
Do.
25, you do it.
I still don't know about. Is it a service elevator?
It's like I said, it's like a freight elevator. So it's a little bit wider.
Can we try to get the doors open so they can shit out of the elevator and it just goes down the
power's
shaft?
off. Power's off. Power runs those doors. 25 grand in cash, or would you wait there for 12 hours for 35 grand in nickels?
35 grand in nickels. Yes. It's tough. It's really tough because it's like, I don't know if you can get sick from just being around that air. It seems like you could.
Yeah, I mean,
which I don't want.
Your bed.
You
made your bed.
Andre the Giant and Joey Chestnut after eating a gallon of chili.
Well, it may be a lot more than a gallon. It was a contest. You've seen what he can do with hot dogs. And you're stuck in there. They're on their way to the bathroom, and they specifically asked for one on another floor. Yeah, I would. Yep.
I would do it for
25
grand nickels. 30. I do it for 25. I would do it for 35 nickels. I would not do it for 10. I'm sorry.
I would.
It's great
absolutely
money, but
do it for 35 grand in nickels, because I don't know how many Rubbermaid containers that is, but it's not that much.
It's 700,000 nickels.
Yeah, how many Rubbermaid containers is that? What do you think?
How many Rubbermaid containers do you need to hold 700,000 nickels? 137 containers.
137. See, that's why, like the 600,000. It's like, how could you even do that? That's just a mammoth production.
Yeah, I'm gonna see how many containers it is for this. 2,353 Rubbermaid containers of the 18-gallon size ones.
Just for $35,000, or for the 600,000?
No, that's for 600,000.
Yeah, you're gonna need more than one TaskRabbit. I mean, I would pay for a whole moving team. Like, I'd pay like 10 people to come and do it.
Yeah, 10 people, $1,000 each.
Because you want to do it in, as fast as possible.
I just want to hold on. I'm going to just search AI for this. Can you get sick if you're stuck in a freight elevator with two people who've eaten a gallon of chili each? When it's freight elevator for
make sure it's freight elevator
hours. Yeah, who've eaten a gallon of chili each and will definitely be pooping in the freight elevator. Okay, let's find out. Yes, you can absolutely get sick in that situation. Fecal particles, airborne, blah, blah, blah. Fecal, yeah, okay. You can get norovirus, E. coli, salmonella, hepatitis A. Especially if there's no ventilation. No, I'm turning this down. I'm definitely turning this down. The psychological stress I was worried about, and I was like, oh my God. Also, there's no real airflow, so carbon dioxide levels can rise.
Yeah. Look, you're going to survive. You're going to survive.
If you eat or drink in there, you could become septic. It says you get any sort of hand and mouth contact.
Come on, take a risk.
No,
What's
I'm not
happen?
doing that. I'm not doing it.
Even
I'm
for
not
35 grand in nickels.
If I was in a hazmat suit, I'd do it. I'm not doing it for 25 or 35 grand. Absolutely not.
Okay, but if you have an oxygen tank. You have like constant air. You're in a scuba suit
Yeah, I do it. I do. I forgot
with the
constant
mask and
air.
everything. You do it for that.
Then I'm in. Then it's almost like a spectator sport. And you're
Yeah, you're in, and then you just walk straight onto your Mayflower truck full of nickels.
Are you ready to play Rank Them?
I am.
Rank Them's a game where I give you 3 hypothetical situations. There are 3 hypothetical characteristics. This is for a person you're going to spend the rest of your life with. They're perfect for you in every way except for these 3 defining characteristics. You must rank them. All right. These came from my friend Al, who is the co-creator of Rank Them back in 1999. All right.
Love it.
Number 1, pisses on hands during every urination and urinates at rate of average person. Just pees all over their hands every time. Okay?
Intentionally.
Yeah. Number 2.
Okay.
Every hour, even overnight, emits an audible 30-second imitation of a World War II tank battle.
Wait, 30 seconds every hour?
Yeah, 30 seconds every hour, even overnight. A 30-second imitation of a World War II tank battle.
Because there's something wrong with them, or are they just amused by it?
It is what this person does. Okay?
Okay, all right.
Even overnight. Number 3, every Tuesday at noon, violently drop kicks the nearest person. Will seek out the nearest person if need be. Could be a child, old lady, etc.
Goodness. And the first one is peeing on the hands. You know, I got to go 1, 2, 3, and using your system of always like, how much does it affect my life? I mean, the drop kicking affects it by far the most. Like, you're going to be in all kinds of legal battles all the time, especially if you're talking about kids.
But
So
if you're
gonna
not
be
with her
bankrupt.
Tuesday at noon, that's her business.
It's not. I'm married to this person, and we share a bank account. Peeing on hands affects me the least, especially if they wash their hands afterwards, which you didn't say either way, so I'm going to assume they do. So they like the feel of pee on their hands. That's fine. They can go wash their hands afterwards. Maybe peeing is just extra. That one borderline doesn't bother me at all. The
That's crazy.
the World War II it's really annoying. I don't even know what to think about it. Maybe I'd sleep in another room some nights, but it's not as bad as the drop kicking, which you're gonna get arrested.
Yeah. You know, I'm going to go the same order as you for pretty much the same reasons, but I've got some wrinkles. So the drop kicks definitely last just because of the criminal aspect. And then it's a toss up between the other two. One, I'm a very light sleeper, so dealing with that at night's tough. But the real problems, movies are a problem, right? But then you can say, can you please leave the theater for this? But the real problem would be on a flight.
Mm-hmm.
Or let's just say a funeral that goes over an hour. You're in a funeral and sudden, you know. But on a flight,
you could say it was at night. Yeah.
Yeah. So I got to go the same order as you. I'm not happy with the hand thing. I'm not happy with the peeing on the hands thing. But that's the only order to
and
do
also,
that.
I wouldn't even be around most of the time. Like, how would I even know unless she's peeing right there next to me? How would I ever even know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what?
Yeah.
If she tells me, I'll just be like, oh, you're an odd person. Okay. I'll never say it. It's just, it really doesn't affect me.
Yeah. I mean, it's fair. It's
Thanks,
fair.
man.
I'll give you that.
Appreciate you appreciating my answers.
Thank you for playing Rank Them. This might be the first time we've agreed. Nick, anything you'd like to promote?
I'm going to be at Mahomet on July the 19th. That's the first one that comes by. I'm going to be Rockford next Saturday night at the Cantina.
Very nice.
That's June 3rd. Yeah.
I'm going to be in Phoenix, June 19th through 22nd. And then a ton of cities starting in September. You can see all the dates on my website, ryanconnercomedy.com. You can buy my book, The Party, on my website. And you can also link to my special Live from DC and previous album as well.
Nice.
Anything else?
I'm actually meant June 7th. Sorry, next Saturday.
June 7th.
Yeah.
He stands corrected. Anything else, Nick?
No, man. It's good times.
Thanks for listening, guys.
Thanks, everybody,
or
for
watching.
listening.
Or, you're
Or
probably
not
not
listening.
listening.
Probably not.
Just a couple of guys palling around, coming out of your speakers, a beautiful sound. They debate, berate, and have a laugh or two. Conner v. Cobb, for me and for you. La 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 la, la 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 la. Conner v. Cobb, for me and you. Ryan and Nick. Nick and Ryan. The Scoundrels of the Hour.